Hi everybody, welcome to Mike's Laboratory. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone is having a good time, and I bet you guys are all watching the Super Bowl, so nobody's going to watch this video till tomorrow. That's all right. I don't watch sports. Screw that. I'd much rather play with my Joes. Anyway, today's video is going to be a small beginning of another project, and I'm going to update you on the MSV project right now. I've got enough pieces to make 2 VMSVs, 1 custom, 1 restore. So we're going to start with the custom one using the pieces from Jim Egner that I've shown already. And we're going to be building some things for the interior of the cab, adding some things to the cab, and also working on the trailers to build it into the thing that I'm building, which is top secret, but you'll find out sooner or later. Okay, I won't be able to do any painting, which I'm going to need to do with it, because it's like winter in Wisconsin and I can't paint inside. So some of it's going to have to wait till spring, but I'll do as much as I can, before then and show you. I do have some footage of some things I've already done, but I want to get a little bit more so I can blast out like 2 or maybe 3, parts rather than just going one at a time, one every month. So that all being said, our other project for today is brought to you by Thomas Supernant 1200. Thomas left me a comment on one of the videos today asking me if I knew anything on if I could help him fix a year 2000 talker, one of the electronic ones. And coincidentally, my friend Pedro Caligaris traded me a couple of these talker chests, and I was planning on doing a custom figure using Cotswold parts with those. So first thing we're going to do is I'll swing the camera around and we'll take a look at these things. I will show you how they work and what usually goes wrong with them, and then we will move on from there. Okay, all right, give me a sec here, guys. Let me flip the camera around and we'll get on going. Okay, so here we have a 2000 talker. All right, let's take a little look at it. As you can see, the string is hanging out. The reason for that is there's a little gearbox inside of there that allows that string to retract. This has really nothing to do with the operation of it, except for one minor part. And it's just simply like a cosmetic thing to give you a vintage feel. A simple tug on each time will make him say the phrases in the correct order. So let's stick a couple batteries in here, and we'll show you how he sounds, if he works, and see what happens.
G.I. Joe, U.S. Air Force, reporting for duty.
Sweet.
Enemy fighters, 12 o'clock high.
Yeah. Another tug, you shall say the next phrase.
Over target, bombs away. Runway clear, prepare for takeoff.
Nice and clear sounding. Pretty cool. A lot of guys don't like the modern stuff, but they did come up with some cool ideas. Battery pack, or the battery cover, is just held on by a single screw. Here's the cover. Okay, next thing to do here, we're going to take this bugger apart, and I'll show you a little bit about how it works. It's pretty simple, actually. It's a lot less complicated than the vintage talkers, let me tell you that. I mean, basically, you stick good batteries in them, and the contacts ain't all corroded, and they either work or they don't. Okay, you're taking these apart. Be careful of this little board on the side, and the wires are tucked down into the corner there, as you can see. Okay, all right, and also be careful of these wires, the red ones that go to the speaker in the front. All right, as you can see, string is all the way out, and it ain't retracted. Reason for that is this: I'm not going to take this apart because there's glue here and glue here. I tried taking these apart before, and you'd have to break this cover basically right over here to get it off. And inside of there is a little plastic ratchet mechanism that makes the string retract, and it's just not worth messing with. The first time I took one of these apart, I tried to do that, and I wound up with an even bigger mess than I started with. I wound up tying the string directly to this thing right here, or excuse me, to this thing right here. And now we'll show you how it basically works. When you pull the string up towards the chest, let me get a little closer here, maybe like that. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, this new camera stand thing is pretty cool. Okay, when you pull the string up, it moves that lever up, and as you can see, there's a little tab or a little switch on there. That's just a switch that lets power go to the soundboard and makes the sounds. Simple as that. That's all it is. So obviously you could just tie the string off to here if you wanted to, or something like that. But since it's already inside of here, there's a little knot and a catch inside of there. All you need to do is, when it's back together, is pull the string all the way out through here, and then just go ahead and cut it off short and tie a dog, leave enough to tie the dog tag on, obviously. Pretty simple. I have to say it's also kind of ingenious the way they tried to figure out a way to make it be, make it appear to be like a vintage one. Like, they should have used a little better quality of the plastic parts in there. All right. That's pretty much all there is for the inside. There's not much else there except for this soundboard. All right. Put her back together. Just very easily and carefully tuck the wires down in here. And then slide that board into its little slot as you're putting the chest on. It is kind of fiddly to do that. No, I'm not British, but I watched way too many toy polloi videos. Come on, get in there. There we go. And then just kind of tuck them wires in there. There we go. Whoops. Did I not get that wire all the way in there? Obviously, you do not want to screw it shut with that wire stuck out of there. And I suppose it would also be possible to lengthen the damn wires if you really needed to get the thing together. But anyway, and that's how it works. Pretty damn simple. All right, now we're going to pop it open again. And down at the bottom, you can see that there does appear to be enough clearance to run a piece of elastic underneath the sound box, or the sound board, or whatever you want to call it, just by simply cutting these little tabs off a little bit, making them a little wider. Just cut the corners off here. Looks like you could go ahead and run a piece of elastic through there, just like a vintage talker setup, which is good. And now we're going to see if an arm can go in there and work. So this one here obviously does not have the shoulder cup. It's a vintage arm. And you can see that there is a slot on the outside and then on the inside. And does it fit in the slot on the outside? No, it does not. Way too loose. Won't even stay in there. Okay. Next thing, stick it all the way in there. All right, that does fit in there pretty good. Yes, I know it's backwards, but it don't matter. Don't matter when you're testing it. And it appears to me that an arm with shoulder cup would tighten that up enough to make it work. So I'm going to call that a good call for the moment until I try it and see what happens. And next, darn wires pop out of there again. Get in there and stay in there. All right. Now, our little circuit board popped out of there again, too. Frustration. There we go. All right. Now let's see about a neck post. Let's open that up slightly, enough to cram a neck post in there. This is a vintage neck post as well. Ooh, that's a little tight. Yeah. I could probably force that, screw it together, but that's pretty tight. I think it would require a little trimming, which is all the more reason to use a Cotswold part in there. I think I will just take a Cotswold neck post, drive the rivet out, and put a disc in there and maybe shave it off down here a little bit to make it fit properly. But all in all, from what I'm seeing right here, sure looks to me like I could make a pretty good, make a pretty nice modern style talker with some COTS parts. All right. Is there anything else? Oh, yeah, let's check this. Cotswold hip. It looks slightly wide, but I don't see any reason why that shouldn't work out as well either. All right, well, we'll have to try it and see. This little project will be ongoing. So, for the moment, let's put him back together. And then I'll tell you a little bit about the other one here that I didn't open up. I got two of them. Matter of fact, go grab you guys a beer, yourselves a beer. I'll pause it for a sec while I screw them back together. Okay, we're back. Now this one here, I cheated and I opened this one up earlier. And this one, the string is tangled really, really bad around the axle inside. So, I'm not going to mess around by opening this one up again. I'm just going to have to go in there and cut that string off and figure out another way to make, another way to fit a string in there and make it happen. But since this one's a Sailor, I thought I would just go ahead and put these in, put the batteries in here and show you how this guy sounds too.
G.I. Joe, U.S. Navy, reporting for duty. Now hear this. Prepare to launch aircraft. Man your battle stations. Frogmen, check your scuba gear. Salvage diver, report to the bridge. Capsule sighted. Prepare to pick up astronauts.
Come on, one more time.
Enemy submarine, off port bow.
All right, pretty darn cool. At least I think it's pretty darn cool. So, these things can be had pretty cheaply as well. So if you get a chance to pick one up, I highly recommend doing so and do that little conversion. I'll do a couple more videos on that until I'll do a few more videos. Let's go back. I'll do a few more videos on it as showing how I messed around with the COTS parts and stuff to make this happen. All right. All right. Oh, and there's one more thing that I would like to show you guys today. Something in the way of tools for working on Joe's. I was over at Menards getting some other stuff the other day. Yeah, it wasn't the other day, it was a couple days ago. And I found these really neat little clamps. These work well for gluing, like when you glue a crack and use some Gorilla Glue to try and to hold it together. These also work great for muscle body arms when the glue is drying. Once you put the repair pieces in there, and they were cheap, $1.50 a piece, guys. Just their Performax line. They're just plastic, but they got a pretty strong spring in there, and I'm sure they'd last a long time as long as you didn't abuse them. And this one here, from their Master Force line of tools. And you can see back there on my tool rack, I have as I was saying, on my tool rack I have a DeWalt version, a little bit smaller and a little bit more expensive. Hey, but these things were like $5.99 a piece. And they appear to work the same way, and they appear to be pretty good quality. So, these are great for clamping the muscle body torsos together when the glue is drying. I'm sure there's many other uses you find for them as well. Anyhow, good deal at Menards if you need some of these kinds of clamps. All right. Let's see. Oh, that ring light there I bought at Walmart. And it was like $16.99 if I remember correctly. But anyways, that's really helped me to get some decent lighting in my vids here. I'm doing my darndest to improve the quality here, guys. Realize that sometimes I'm a little shaky and sometimes, I'm not exactly in the center of the camera. So we're working on that. Look for some better quality in the future. Bear with me, guys. I'm working on it. Okay, cool. Well, let's switch her around here and we'll do some finishing notes. All right. Okay. First of all, as always, I would like to say thank you to all you guys who watch my videos and all of you who say you like them. And I'm really happy about that. And I can't do this stuff, or I wouldn't be doing this stuff if you guys weren't saying you liked it. So anyway, you guys have a great night. You guys have a great week. Be safe and have fun out there and enjoy your silly football game. I'm going to go upstairs and have something to eat. And I'm going to have myself another beer before bedtime. We'll catch you again on another episode of Mike's Laboratory. Cheers, gentlemen.